In Islam, anybody is welcome. All are welcome. If you go into a mosque, they're going to love to see you there. And before you leave, they're going to hand you a Quran and they're going to encourage you to come back. Doesn't matter if you're black, white, brown, woman, doesn't matter at all. Anybody's welcome in Islam. In Christianity, everybody, as a Christian, I'm telling you, anybody, gay, straight, bi, woman, black, I don't care. Everybody is welcome to Christianity. And it's encouraged. And I would love to give you a Bible and see you on church on Sunday morning. However, there's another religion where that's not the case at all. Actually, you're not encouraged. You're encouraged to stay away if you're not a particular race. Only one race can partake in this. And they also have a holy book that you're also not supposed to read. They specifically don't want you or anybody outside this particular small little race to read this particular holy book of theirs. But here's the interesting thing. You're not welcome in this one religion, but you're not allowed to criticize it at all. But the other two religions that you are more than welcome in, you can say anything you want about Islam. You can say anything negative you want about Christianity. You can go to the Grammys and dress up like Jesus Christ on the cross and mock him, and that's acceptable in pop culture. You're not going to get canceled. Nobody's going to fire you over your job if you post anything hateful online about Christianity or Islam. It might be called Islamophobic or something like that, but nobody really gives a fuck. But if you criticize the one religion that doesn't welcome you, doesn't want you, and actually says you're an animal, your life's fucking over.
مشاهدي الكرام متابعي الكرام مرحبا بكم في فيديو جديد في قناة اليوتيوب جميل المهدي المراكشي.
Jesus is great. Jesus is king. Jesus loves you. Jesus lived a perfect life. God even raised Jesus up to heaven. As a Muslim, I am telling you, I agree with all these things. But none of which means that Jesus is God. You know the word God? It means one. It doesn't mean one while simultaneously meaning three. It means one. It only means one. That's what having one God means. That there is one God above all else. Not one while simultaneously meaning three above all else, but just one above all else. So please stop defending this human-made concept and start thinking for yourself for 1 minute. Can the number one equal the number three? Scientifically and mathematically, no, it cannot. So all throughout the Bible, when it says we only have one God, it meant it. It did not mean that we have one God while simultaneously meaning that that one God has three persons to him. When it said one, it only meant one. It did not simultaneously also mean three. The more you know.
أمريكي اعتنق الإسلام حديثا يقول القرآن الكريم هو مخاطبة الله للبشرية مباشرة دون وسيط.
And to those of you that aren't religious now, I know it seems like I'm just a bit crazy. However, with Islam, the crazy thing about it is the Quran, which is the holy book, it's first person God talking to humanity. So, for example, in the Bible, there's John, Peter, Mark, all these different guys that wrote about what Jesus taught. With the Quran, it is literally first person God talking to you. So it's the creator of the sun, the earth, gravity, the heavens, everything that created a guidebook on how to live life, since who's a better being to teach us than our creator.
رجل بريطاني غير مسلم يعاني من مشاكل مع الجن في منزله. شاهد رد فعله عند سماعه سورة البقرة.
I've had problems with jinns.
Yeah. Do you play Surah Baqarah in your house?
What's Surah Baqarah?
Surah Baqarah, the second chapter of Quran. Can I play it for you?
Yeah, go on then. Hey, well, you know.
Surah Baqarah.
Ah.
You turn your face this way, I'll hold it.
That's beautiful.
Yeah? I'll hold it for you.
Yeah.
Let me know how you feel. So guys, I'm just playing the Surah Baqarah to the brother. He said he has some gym problems. Seeing if he's heard of it before. It's very powerful to play in your house to expel this stuff. How do you feel?
feel rested, I feel at peace, and I feel that even if a jinn comes, I can
Yeah, exactly.
repel it.
Exactly. This
You
Surah Baqarah
understand?
is one of the most powerful verses in there.
This is incredible. This is what the Imam did to me when he first saw me. He was doing that, and
Yeah.
I felt this wave of peace and love and protection.
شابة أجنبية وجدت مقالا عن فلسطين يعود لعام 1927. حصلت عليه من جدة جدتها، والمدهش هو أن هذا المقال في مجلة منزل الأميرات.
I just found this article on Palestine from 1927. So I got this from my great-grandmother, and surprisingly this article on Palestine is from a ladies' home journal magazine. So the most fascinating and curious thing about this article is that whenever it recounts a time in history, it always uses the name of the land that would be accurate for that time period. So when it goes into accounts in the biblical era, of course it's going to use Babylon, Assyria, Rome. It's not going to call Babylon, Iraq. In every instance, it always uses the accurate name of the land respective to that time it's talking about. The only exception is it doesn't use Israel or Judea. It always refers to it as Palestine. And when it talks about Jesus, it always refers to Jesus in Palestine. Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. When Jesus was 19 years old in Nazareth, the stirring news reached Palestine that the old emperor was dead. For more than 50 years, Augustus had been the ruling genius of the world, and the boys of Nazareth doubtless heard eager, anxious discussions about his dying and its probable effect on Palestine. Doubtless, too, they had heard soon after that his spirit had been seen rising to heaven from the funeral pyre, and that in Rome a splendid temple was to house his worship. A sanctuary for that purpose had been standing here beside the Jordan Springs for many years. Go ahead and let me know if you'd like me to read the full article. This concludes another episode of the Palestine Archives. If you'd like to support the Palestine Archives, please consider becoming a member of my Patreon.
أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدا رسول Allah. I testify that there is nothing worthy of worship except God. And I testify that Muhammad is his final prophet and messenger. Takbir! 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 We believe that God has forgiven everything before this moment. You are as pure as the day your mother gave birth to you. May God bless you and keep you upon this path. My advice is for two things. Your sisters will teach you to pray. Stick to it. Never let it go. That's your connection to God. And then keep the good sisters in your life. If you have good friends who call you to God and call you to the good word, keep them in your life and keep them close. Because that's better than anything in this world. Having good friends who are good Muslims. Okay? Congratulations, sister. Assalamu alaikum.
Congratulations.